So I've got... Right.
Radio.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello.
What's up?
Yep. Yeah.
Does it sound good? Does it sound bleh?
So
Does it sound somewhere in the middle?
right.
Radio. I just went onto the stream and I found out.
Yeah, just remember, guys, no other things on, so your mic quality is perfect.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, just go on. Just go on the slide. Yeah. Technical difficulties. Yeah. So first up, we've got Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I think Damo wanted to talk a bit about that. So let's give the mic to him.
Okay. Have any of you seen the trailer recently?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I have. It looked pretty good for a Tom Clancy game. Didn't it come out like a few weeks ago?
Came out 2 weeks ago, I think. Looks pretty good. Yeah, it's a series.
If you guys don't know, Tom Clancy is a popular author of the Jack Ryan novels that have been made into
Yeah.
popular films starring Harrison Ford and Alec Baldwin and all that. He's
Yeah,
also
and they've also got a whole game franchises split into 3 sections.
there's
Ghost
the popular
Recon, Rainbow Six,
Splinter
and
Cell.
Yeah, Splinter Cell. Thanks, Matthew.
The most popular one of the Tom Clancy games happens to be the online multiplayer known as Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
And if you've seen any of Colossal Rooster's videos, you would know exactly what I'm on about.
Yep. Thanks for the shout out, Matthew.
Yeah.
Pucky, go watch my channel.
Shout out to Colossal Rooster. Subscribe.
Yeah.
I don't think we really need to introduce Five Nights at Freddy's to anyone. I think everyone pretty much knows what it is.
Yeah, we should just still talk about it though, because there's been popular YouTubers that have gone on, like Markiplier. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it looks pretty interesting. What are your thoughts on it? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, especially the VR concept of it. Because it's like legit right up in your face. Yeah. But and obviously the graphics of the actual animatronics aren't as good as the actual games, but that's because it's a VR game.
Yeah.
It's a bit harder to do. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, do you know if it's going to be on PlayStation? On PlayStation?
Not everywhere. Xbox doesn't have a virtual reality yet.
Do you have PS4?
Yeah, it's just taken a long time for them to get a hold of the whole concept, I think.
Yeah. Also, does that wrap up Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, let's move into Brawlhalla. All right, Kevin, take it away since you are the expert.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, crossplay.
Yeah, the new crossplay platforms, it's not really the only platforms I know is crossplay between PC, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One. PS4 hasn't been added to it yet.
Very depressing.
Yeah.
Tyler can't hear us.
It's essentially
Yeah, Nick Nitro.
who the hell's Nick Nitro?
Don't know. Seems like a swag dude.
He looks
you can't hear
looks
me?
like he's verified.
The person Tyler can't hear is Kevin.
Okay, no. You know why?
Why?
Okay, no. We'll not talk about that. Alright.
Right,
Cool. My mic
Yeah.
might have been off. Okay, Tyler, can you hear me now? How's my mic quality?
Tyler can't hear. Actually,
It should be fine now because I turned it on.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Who the hell?
oh yeah, I got you, Kevin.
Don't know.
Alright. Luke, is Luke picking up for you guys?
Hmm?
Oh, no, Luke, you're fine. You're
Yeah.
fine.
He still can't hear you.
Back to
Me.
Oh what?
Oh, no, never mind. There we go.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. All right,
Okay.
fine, let's keep going.
Alright, anyway, okay. So,
Anyway,
Brawlhalla.
technical difficulties. So,
Phase...
wait, did they hear about what you said about FNAF? Or we can just leave it?
I'll just quickly brush over what I said. Sorry about that, guys. FNAF VR is basically the latest installment to the FNAF series, and we said it was really good because of the VR factor and all the story, new story to the game. And, you know, Markiplier and stuff play it, so we don't actually play it. And that's
Yeah.
basically all I talked about for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Brawlhalla. So it's essentially a 2D brawler. See on the Steam outlet, you know, the Steam store. You know, they're the guys who put out.
Yes, we know who the Steam store is.
Yeah, they put out CS:GO and TF2 and all that.
Yes, we all know
Anyway,
who the
they
Steam store is.
anyway they created this kind of brawler, think Street Fighter, but for kids, pretty
Not
much.
for kids. It's an esport.
That's
So,
like it's another version of Super Mario Bros.
yeah.
Yeah,
Super Smash
yeah.
Bros.
Yep.
Yeah, and
You need to give it-
Yeah.
with
So pretty much,
crossplay,
we want to talk about crossplay
yeah,
because
phase
we played the
two,
game.
phase 2 or 3 came out around last week, and that was between Switch and Xbox. It's been a thing that's like people have been asking for crossplay for quite a while now, and the devs keep putting it off. But I know we know they're quite busy, you know, working on it. Phase 4 came out recently as well. That's
Yeah.
between Xbox, Switch, and PC. So that's some good ELO for all the PC players. ELO is
Yeah.
like the ranking system in Brawlhalla. So yeah.
Amazing.
Phase 5 is probably going to be PS4 and all the other ones, hopefully. But that'll be a little bit like longer because
I hope it's PlayStation X.
yeah, sure,
Hope
because
Nick Cliff
there's a
is
huge
welcome.
market. It's just Sony's always been strict with the crossplay, right?
Yeah, because PS4 have kind of had, like, from what I remember, there's no fooling around with any of their competitors' policy or something,
Mhm.
apart from PC.
I say PS4 will be coming to crossplay.
That's basically
I'm excited
it
for that.
Brawlhalla. Yeah, crossplay is like
Yeah.
going to really change the game in terms of how players interact with each other,
I mean,
stuff like that.
Brawlhalla's
Yeah.
really getting easier with these noobs.
Yeah, and it's really going to balance out, if you know what I mean, between all the players on different consoles and
Yeah, because most people use controller.
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
I mean, I go on PC and I use Logitech controller because I find it easy
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that, guys.
All
Brawlhalla's
right,
probably
moving
gonna.
on.
Yeah. Anyway, I just realized by the way as well because my mic was turned off earlier. I didn't introduce Damien and Matthew. So
Yeah.
Damien is joining us today. Damien
Oh, whoa.
Same with Matthew.
and Matthew is also
Yo.
joining. Yeah. Okay. And as for the intro, I think
Yeah.
that's all I said. Yeah.
And
okay.
also, if you want to see Brawlhalla content, go to Begeisma's channel and subscribe.
Yeah.
Like and
that's
sub. Turn your post notifications on.
Yeah. That's basically the only game I upload videos about now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at it. Like it's not trash. They're not trash videos. Anyway,
So
moving on
Kevin-
to
this game.
Kevin, if you uploaded Fortnite content, you'd probably make a booming success. I mean,
I
you're
don't know.
like at what, 150 subscribers?
Only the
Yeah.
swittiest players can keep a Fortnite channel going. Like the swittiest.
Then what's happened to Trizzle then?
Trizzle switty.
Shout out to
he's
Trizzle.
Like, he's like super. He's
Shout out to
basically
Trizzle.
pro, but not paid. That's
Yeah,
how good
fair
he is.
enough. True. I mean, that's the thing with these gamers these days. You see, they get paid a huge amount of money and they just don't connect with the fans as much when they're in their original,
Yeah. Just that
roots
true.
and stuff.
Alright, anyway,
Yeah,
moving
sounds
on
like
to film.
Kevin's Splinter 2 videos.
We
Who wanted those?
move on to the film
Alright,
genre.
we're getting personal.
Okay, yeah. Let's.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to films.
So on the left and right, we got two posters here. We can talk about John Wick 3 first of all.
Yes.
Okay, we've
John
all seen it. We've
Wick
all been
3.
surprised and shocked. Well, not really surprised because
Yeah, not surprised. I mean, I was surprised at the ending. I didn't think it would end that way, and then we'd actually get another sequel.
Well, it has
Yeah,
spawned another sequel.
Spoiler warning for the sequel.
Okay, all right. Well,
If you
warnings
don't want
usually go
spoilers,
before.
click off the video and wait until you come back to Pikachu.
Yeah, we're probably going to be talking a lot about it. Give us about 5 minutes just to really be sure. Anyway, John Wick 3.
I want to talk a lot about this.
All right, cool. So I reckon the best way to go about this is to I'll start off with an aspect of the film like action, story, blah blah, and then we'll all say our opinion on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I agree.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Action, first of all. I'll say right now the action is probably the best I've seen in any action film. That's to be expected. with the
Kevin, you
genre.
didn't change the slide.
The slide.
I could
You didn't change the slide on the live stream.
No, I did.
Oh,
All right. Anyway, it must be the stream delay. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah,
it's just buffering.
action is top notch. Keanu Reeves, is a great action. You can tell I don't talk about films a lot. Stunt artist because he does his own stunts.
Yeah, he doesn't do all the stunts though.
Yeah, not all of them. But he does most of them, like Tom Cruise, I think.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is really known for doing a lot of his stunts, especially in the Mission Impossible series.
Yeah, definitely. And some of the hits in the film, like the action, you can really, it's really easy to put yourself in that scene. It's like a guy gets stabbed in a regular film. It's like you don't really feel anything, but the way they execute it in this film, it's like you can feel what the actors are. Anyway, what do you guys think?
Yeah, true stuff.
Yeah. So for my thoughts on the action, it was pretty amazing. And there was also a lot of interesting shots as well, like the bit where they're on the horse through the city. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, they get really creative with the action, don't they?
Yeah, and especially when you have the Asian dudes, they were killing everyone. They were like assassins. That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
That was really good action.
Yeah, and
Right there.
I know they used a lot of CGI in the action, but it's like so seamless, and that's why it's so impressive.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you could tell kind of at the start with that dude in the library.
I thought that stood out to me most of all because is that exactly the CGI being used, and then it was really creative.
Yeah.
Matthew,
Yeah, true stuff.
what do you think?
Overall, it's just a really
I
good
think I agree with you. You'll go start. Let's be honest, we all know Keanu Reeves. Up until the point where he did The Matrix, he was just considered as that actor who you'd see in Bill and Ted. You know, he was the excellent dude. And then after Matrix and Point Break, he was kind of put into that category of action hero and stuff. So when he was doing John Wick, I wasn't really surprised at all. And the work in this was actually just amazing, especially considering the training they actually had to put him through, though.
Yeah.
Because there was this video on Instagram that was essentially him training with all types of weaponry, of like armory and weapons and stuff. They had to give him training with semi-automatic weapons and all that, like actual thorough training, no double at all, because of some of the close-up shots, probably.
Yeah, I think John Wick, the John Wick series for Keanu Reeves is probably the most like consistently good series. Like you had
Yeah.
The Matrix, obviously, but that started to taper off.
Yeah, we had The Matrix, but there was only like one good film with The Matrix. With John Wick, we've gotten 3. So I think for some of the action fans who saw him then and see him now, they might be like, huh, he's actually good.
Yeah, and it's a challenge
and also,
every time to make a better film than the last one.
Yeah, also, but even before he did action with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, that's one of my most favorite movies of all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
He has a
same.
really
I
big
really
repertoire.
like that movie. And
You know they're making a sequel, right? They've already
Yes,
cast
so
Bill
I
and
was-
Ted's daughters.
Oh wow.
So I was, that was a pretty good movie. And then the second one wasn't even that good. It was
Yeah,
pretty trash.
the first one was actually quite awesome, if I'm going to be, and pun intended, it was excellent.
What do you call it again? I haven't seen it.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, you have to watch it. It's essentially Doctor Who if he decided to become a stoner.
Sounds very interesting. Davo, what do you think of the action in John Wick 3?
I actually really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah. What do you call it? The action though. What do you think of the action?
The action was the best.
Yeah, it stood out.
Better.
Not like I'm not really saying the story was really bad. The story was interesting, but the action was just so good that's what, like, every time an action scene came on, you were on the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
That's basically like 90% of the movie, the action. Apart from the acting's pretty good as well across the board.
I thought the plot was pretty decent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
above average. I thought it was fine as well.
Yeah, because we're actually getting somewhere. Because in the first one, the first one had a plot. The second one the plot was a bit shaky.
like a battle royale situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the plot in the second movie was a bit shaky. They introduced some more stuff, but now it's all kind of coming
Molding
full circle,
together.
and you're finally starting to understand what's kind of happening.
I have one other thing to
I
talk
think it
about
really
later on.
benefits the plot of all 3 movies, just like the plot in the third one, and especially I think of what's going to happen in the fourth one.
Yeah, and you kind of have to watch the first 2 to actually really appreciate the third one.
Yeah.
But I can also say for the John Wick universe, like it's a really interesting setting because you got all these assassins and it's like a normal thing in the universe, and it does a lot with what it can do with just having like every other person be an assassin, like literally. Like it's like most people in the John Wick universe are assassins.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Soundtrack
Well, maybe
was
not
pretty
most people. Maybe about, I would want to say 1 in 10 people are
good.
assassins.
Yeah, it feels like a lot though because
Yeah.
so many people want to kill John Wick. That's what makes it really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the soundtrack was really good as well. Right?
Yeah, I like the soundtrack.
I like the use of when they those bulletproof guys, and again spoilers guys, they play that classical song whatever with the violins.
Oh yeah.
Vivaldi Spring, and it fit pretty well with the scene. That was pretty smart work from the director. Yeah. Should we move on to the poster on the right?
Oh wait, first off, I just want to say that the soundtrack is also very symbolic of the world of the mafia and stuff.
Mm-hmm. How so?
Because a lot of the music is kind of, it sounds maybe like Eastern European or something.
Yeah.
Like it's got that European vibe, which is symbolic to the
setting,
the Italian mafia, the whatever they have in Russia. I think that's the mafia.
The Russian mob, the Bratva.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they really
Very
nailed that
fun.
part of the movie as well. The scoring for the specific scenes, very good.
Yeah.
And yeah, the characters were very good. Like when a guy came on the screen and he was like obviously like a villain type character, you could actually like you didn't know straight away that John Wick would beat them because most of them looked pretty capable in their fighting ability.
Yeah.
Some of them actually get a few hits on him, and it actually carries throughout the rest of the film.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to Detective Pikachu, starring Matthew.
Ryan Reynolds,
Yep,
God's
Yeah.
favorite idiot.
and the other
So
kids.
I haven't watched this film.
Neither. I kind of regret not watching. I think it's still in cinemas, but Matthew, you have seen the film though, so
Yeah, I have seen it in.
and Damien.
It's,
Yes.
yeah, Damo's seen it as well.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go get my water bottle.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Matthew, can
Yeah,
you
you
tell
just
us a
keep
bit
on
about?
talking.
Maybe start off with the basic plot and then what you thought about it, Matthew.
Overall storyline, I found it interesting.
Okay. Storylines plus.
Yes, it caught me by surprise.
Yeah. I've only seen the trailers for it. I kind
You should
of
go watch it.
yeah, I should. Matthew, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. If you want to
The
talk about the plot.
storyline I feel like was actually quite good, and if they got anyone else but Ryan Reynolds to do the voice of Pikachu, I would be kind of iffy about it.
Yeah,
But him having like this much experience when it comes to comedy, because he's had films like Proposal and Deadpool and all that, it kind of made sense to have him cast in that role.
kind of like ridiculous roles, eh? Like roles you
Yeah,
wouldn't expect.
because that's primarily his main forte. It's comedy. He's had
Yeah.
films like Just Friends and a few cameos and a few others, but yeah, it's interesting to have him like not be present on the screen.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see what he can do as a voice actor. Because for Deadpool as well, he could really emote using his face all the time.
Yeah, because he was essentially covered from a mask, and when he did have his mask off, he looked like a topographical map of Utah.
Yeah. Easter egg. So he definitely has a good repertoire under his belt of all
Yeah.
the different films.
He's essentially this generation's Mark Hamill, the way I think about it.
Anyway, we're talking about Detective Pikachu, so what else did you like about Detective Pikachu?
The CGI was quite good.
Top notch?
Yeah, because in the city where it's set, humans and Pokemon are like on the same level with each other. It's like a 50-50 split in that. So they had to create like a whole ton of Pokemon, and if they do that, they also have to create their moves and attributes and all that.
Ah, yeah. So, like, are we also Pokemon fans here? Damien, do you like Pokemon?
Yes, I do.
I
I've
think
never
we've
really.
all grown up on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I personally didn't grow up with Pokemon. I had one Pokemon game, and it was a ROM hack, so I can't really say I am a fan. But that's why I was kind of iffy.
Pokemon Go was really popular.
Yeah, Pokemon Go just took over the world by storm.
Broken game.
Harry Potter Wizards Unite.
The rage that I've got for playing that
I
game.
got banned for my character moving by itself.
Sad. Anyway, back to the movie. One thing that caught my interest from watching the trailer was like, I guess the story would be an interesting thing as well, because
The aspect of Justice Smith's character being the only person able to understand Pikachu, and everyone else just says Pika Pika.
yeah, exactly. So that's
actually part of the original game.
that has a lot of implications on the story as well. I'm glad they kept that as part of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, good move. What else, Matthew? Is that about it?
The soundtrack to it makes it it doesn't really sound retro, but it does kind of take you back to like the Pokemon games and all that. But the visual aspect of it kind of takes you back to the original Pokemon anime.
Yeah.
The one that we've all watched.
Yeah, no, actually,
yeah.
I've actually seen that as well.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually watched like 10 seasons of Pokemon anime, but moving on.
True.
So did the soundtrack actually fit well with the live action theme?
I think that it did because when it had that cliche high octane action stuff, but also had like that calm, relaxing mood when they weren't really doing anything that much.
I have a question as well. I've seen a couple of reviews on Detective Pikachu. They said the moment there aren't Pikachu, there aren't any Pokemon fighting or no Pokemon action, it gets kind of boring. Is that true?
Kinda, but not really, because there's also like a few, because there's more to the story than you have to remember. This is literally called Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
We knew there wasn't really going to be that much fighting. All in the name to know that there is some sort of revelations that have to be found out. That's the whole purpose.
So do you think they explored the Pokemon universe quite well with the?
I think they did. They didn't include as much Pokemon as I thought they did. They included, the classics like Bulbasaur and Squirtle and Charizard and all that, who are essentially the essentials
Yeah.
of the Pokemon universe. But there
Generation
were
one.
a few that I did not think would show up in the film. If I'm going to be honest.
But we'll keep it slightly spoiled.
Yeah, they had Mr. Mime, eh?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So was it just Generation 1 Pokemon?
I think so. Maybe they might have added a bit of Generation. Yeah, no.
Because I remember in the game, I'm pretty sure there was some more Generation Pokemon. So maybe they might do more live action Pokemon movies.
Well, they had Mewtwo in there if he was a Generation 1 Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him in the trailer. And it looked pretty cool.
Alright.
Yeah, it looked really freaking dope.
Pikachu.
Just a question. Is Sony making the new Sonic movie?
Yeah, I need to talk about that real quick.
Okay, real
It's
quick.
been delayed until next year.
Yeah, we all know.
Because we've all seen the trailer. There's like huge outrage of Sonic looked, saying he's not really authentic enough. And to be honest, I think that Sony saw this reaction and realized we don't want Jim Carrey to be the only good thing in this film, and they are completely redesigning him from scratch in every single scene.
I mean, that director is actually setting a good example for other directors. Like, if the fans speak out that strongly about part of the film, then it's probably in your best interest to change it. Otherwise, you won't.
Yeah, hard as.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but good.
Also,
yeah, good job.
The thing is
Sonic
too that
movie has
people
been delayed. The Sonic movie has been delayed, but what about the Minecraft movie that was supposed to come out last month?
Never even heard of it.
Oh yeah, I have no idea where that's went. But
Yeah.
you also have to remember video game movie adaptation.
I totally
Really bad
thought that was
history.
fake. Not gonna lie.
What's that?
Video
I
game.
thought the Minecraft movie was gonna be fake.
Yeah, I think I might have seen a teaser for it, but I thought it was fake as well. Should we move on to the next category of our slide?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, my favorite part. It's Pompaliwood Productions. We're going to be talking about two of our latest projects actually. I thought we talked about Richard's Nightmare in the previous one, Luke. We didn't.
Did we?
I think we might have. I don't think in depth though, because
No, we didn't, because that was just before it
Alright,
released.
perfect. I actually want to hear about how you guys put the whole thing together, because I wasn't actually part of it.
Yeah.
So, Richard's Nightmare.
In case you don't know, Kevin was the one that made Uninvited.
Yeah.
So if
perfect.
you haven't watched Rich's Nightmare, I highly suggest you just go watch it.
Because it's
So we're on the same
direct
page.
link.
So we're on the same page. So we're on the same page.
Yeah.
So yeah. So the thing with this is that it's a sequel to Uninvited, and this time I tried to like spin it off from Kevin's original Uninvited,
Mhm.
and I think it didn't turn out exactly how I imagined it would.
Yeah.
But it turned out
It wasn't
good.
the worst. I mean,
it never turns out
I will
exactly.
admit that my acting wasn't up to par, like with Uninvited, and I think it was kind of the same. Like, I mean, I think Matthew actually did better acting in Rich's Nightmare than
I do
Uninvited.
think the character you
Shut
played,
up.
Luke, was pretty consistent with the character
Yeah,
we saw in Uninvited.
There's a lot of
No
room
one's
for
acting.
improvement, and also it was
No one's
Anthony's
acting
first time
perfect.
editing.
Yeah.
First time
He
editing.
actually
so-
did a pretty good job now that I think about it.
Yeah, he did okay. He could have done a lot better though.
Yeah, he could have done a lot better, but we have to also remember we shot this whole thing in a month. So we did like some. We
Well,
got.
no, we shot it in a day. We shot it.
Yeah,
over
we
2
shot it in
days.
like a day or two, and then he had like a month to edit it.
I didn't mind the editing.
No, I think he only spent a couple weeks in editing it, like 2-3 weeks.
Uninvited.
Oh, yeah.
Was that Damien?
Uninvited was filmed in one night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
I-
that's
I-
why it was so rushed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I said
yeah,
that like
we
100
have a-
times in the director's commentary because like.
Yeah, and also we mentioned it as well in the last
Yeah.
podcast.
Alright, cool.
Yeah,
Well,
I
we
think
won't mention
that
it anymore.
also now this is where we're kind of gonna. Actually, no. I'll wrap up Richard's Nightmare. So pretty much,
Yeah.
if you guys watch the whole video, you'll notice that there's a post-credit scene, which is leading into our next big project.
Do we have a name for
So
that,
I've
Luke?
I have not seen
we
that.
have a name. I'm not gonna reveal the name just yet, but
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's pretty hype. So
Start anticipating.
I just want to give a little information about it. So we've got the bro Neil coming back.
Yes.
I'm not gonna
Obvi-
lie, I actually haven't seen the post scene, so
Ouch! It's
yeah.
like
What do you mean?
We've got the monster on the loose coming back.
Oh
Can't be
yeah.
much better than the monster on the loose
Oh,
coming
yeah.
back. And of
Amen.
course, we've got new characters being introduced. And yeah, it's pretty much going to be hype, man. There's a whole storyline I've
And,
mapped out for this.
and,
I'm
some-
hoping that I can satisfy the
something that
audience's
neither the
needs.
first
And
two
of
had.
course,
It's gonna have
Anthony's coming back.
It's gonna have a cool soundtrack, right, Luke?
Yes,
Definitely.
Matthew's been working on the soundtrack.
Yeah, Matthew.
Oh hell yeah!
And also,
Yeah.
now it comes to the next film that we released just a week ago.
Well, it's not really a film; it's an episode of a mini
Well, yeah.
series.
Yeah.
It's an episode of a mini-series that we've started called Phantom Thief.
Yeah, it's made by
Yeah.
Luke and myself. We directed the thing, and Kevin edited it, and we have Anthony in our starring role as Hugh Briss, a rough kid who is a thief by trade, and we
Well,
also
not yet,
have
not yet, not yet.
Not quite yet, yeah.
Not quite yet. We're getting
Not yet.
into that later. We're getting into that later.
yeah.
Yeah. This is yeah. No real spoilers.
Yeah.
Should-
So
should we?
first,
Oh,
I mean,
that doesn't really
I'm
matter.
going to be.
Film.
I'm going to upload a director's commentary for both of these films.
Oh, great.
Yo, can I hop on that? Well,
Yeah, maybe if we can organize it.
yeah.
But I just want to say a little thing about Phantom Thief and how it turned out. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I think it was pretty good. It wasn't too rushed.
Nah.
There were a little couple iffy shots there, here and there, but
Yeah.
overall, I think it was quite
You know what
good.
that comes
Yeah.
down to? It's just everyone laughing whenever we try to do takes. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like we're actually currently filming. We're currently filming Phantom Thief Part 2.
Yeah.
The script's all done.
That's pretty
just
hype.
Yeah,
getting
this
it
is
together.
gonna this is gonna introduce a few new characters compared to the other. We have a bit more explaining of some of the other characters, our main protagonist, and there's gonna be more music, more action. Because the first one we were just like kind of seeing a
Exploring.
loose
Yeah,
introduction.
That's why there
And
wasn't
the
too
sec-
much action.
Yeah, and this one we're gonna like really kick it into the story and all that, and really like get involved when it comes to this whole thing.
Because being the great actors we are, you got to have like a really good story to match, so, and a good soundtrack and all that. So I thought
Yeah.
Phantom Thief
So
turned
Kevin's-
out pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has. It was delayed a lot, which I'm hoping that you can edit it faster next time, Kevin.
Maybe.
Because obviously,
Yeah.
now, like I'm guessing that you know like how to edit it, like in the same style that you edited
Yeah,
part 1.
no, it's a lot easier
it
the
should
second
be a
time
bit-
around.
Yeah, so it should be a bit easier the second time around. So
Yeah.
And you did the soundtrack as well. Kevin made the soundtrack.
Yeah, and
Really
we'll
amazing. Good-
eventually.
good stuff.
Yeah, thank you very much. We'll be uploading that periodically, I guess. I'm not sure if we'll upload them all at once, the soundtrack, or anyway.
Yeah, we'll upload the soundtracks eventually.
Yeah, on Spotify.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
stupid statistics.
100%.
What did you think of
Yes.
it, Damien? What did you think of Phantom Thief episode 1?
Well, I definitely enjoyed acting.
Yeah, no, I had a blast acting as well, even though I got a couple bruises.
I was really tired the second day of filming.
We all got sweaty eventually. We had to go get some drinks halfway through all our scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it was a blast working behind the scenes.
We were also kind of rushing it towards the end, like we said. We were struggling to
Yeah.
get all the scenes done. But
Yeah,
nah,
but we still took a lot of shots.
Yeah.
yeah,
It could have been perfected a little bit more, but I think it was, I enjoy how it turned out. I
Yeah.
think Phantom Thief, apart from how to convince people you're a pirate, because obviously that's like the best.
magnum opus.
Yeah. Yeah, it's our Citizen Kane, our Godfather Part 2.
Yeah, we'll try and make more of those.
Yeah, I just think that Phantom Thief is actually the second best thing uploaded so far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like it.
especially since we are going to be like making episodes.
Yeah, I think it's good to have episodes because it gives us a lot more time to actually work with it, and also it's shorter, more efficient to edit.
Yeah, we're trying a
Yeah.
bunch of different styles as well, which is really good.
Yeah.
And every time we do a filming session, we know exactly not exactly, but we know how to do things more efficiently and what works.
Yeah, because we're essentially learning from these whole.
Yeah, and from you guys.
We're
as
trying to
well.
learn from our mistakes.
Sometimes.
So like each time, so like our videos, I'm hoping can get better and better progressively.
Like
So-
the quality here.
Yeah, quality wise, and just like overall, like story, the editing.
Yeah, and I think eventually down the
Yeah.
line I'll get a better editing software as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So can we give people a rough date on the release of Part 2 of Phantom Thief?
Sometime between July or.
Yeah.
No, not July. Around August.
Yeah, I'm
Mid
hoping
to late
late
August.
July. Early.
Might
Yeah,
be late
that's
July,
realistic.
early August, around then.
Yeah, the only problem is that it's gonna take us a bit longer to film stuff this time around because
it is quite
we're
big,
having
yeah.
a few different because
Locations.
the last episode we only
Mhm.
had 2 locations, but we're having like
Yeah.
3 or 4 locations for the next one. So it's gonna
Yeah, and
take
some of
longer
them
to
aren't
film.
even in the same suburb as each other.
And a lot of planning as well, definitely a lot. Of
Yeah, yeah. Also because some people can't be available at certain times.
Yeah.
Because I take media studies. I think Damo, Matthew, Anthony, Tyler, Mikhail, we all take media studies.
Except Kevin. Kevin doesn't.
Yeah, Kevin's
Yeah.
taken the smart subjects.
Other
Yeah, he's
things.
taking biology.
Biology, yeah. So
Yeah, only biology.
yeah, so because of that we're in an assignment at the moment. We have to film, so it's kind of hard to figure out who's available at a certain point.
But the end product will be really good. So
Yeah, we're hoping it can be really good. I think
Yeah,
the story is
oh,
definitely better in the second one than the first one.
yeah, it's a lot
Yeah.
more
Obviously, because it's more fleshed out. I've
And we
also
go more in
given
depth.
like a lot more. I've given a lot more character development to the characters. Same with Matthew, because with Phantom Thief Part 1, I did all the script,
Mhm.
and Matthew didn't really do much. But in Part 2, this time I wrote down all the plot, and Matthew's
Basically
like
done the
he's
whole script.
improvised and written the script, and then I've gone over the script again and perfected it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, he's essentially made my script a bit less shit, pretty much.
Essentially.
yeah.
But good job
Yeah.
though, Matthew. So. Alright,
Yeah,
cool.
but the actual original script wasn't that bad though. So that's why I think it's going to be better than the first one because it's a lot more refined.
There's a lot more dialogue as well, definitely.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a challenge to film correctly.
Yeah,
Mm.
no, we're just
You
gonna have
always
to take
got to
our
worry
time.
about how it flows and all that stuff, and if people can.
Yeah.
Also, the action scenes are going to have to be shot from multiple angles as well, so we're going to have to do like.
Just a
Three.
critique about the action scenes in Part 1. I think we can do with a bit less jump cuts, maybe a bit more
Yeah.
continuous action.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
and maybe a
We
bit
talk
more
about that
panning.
twice, so-
A bit more panning in the action than actual just
Yeah,
jump
instead of
cuts.
just stiff camera shots, say.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe just like a few mid shots, maybe.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, I think we're getting a bit too
Okay,
Technical.
Pompaliwood,
ourselves to this.
that's fine. We always
Right.
do that, so it's kind of expected at this point. Anyway,
Yeah.
I've turned the slide. Oh my gosh. I haven't actually seen the slides, but this is a surprise to me.
Me and my boy scrolling
Yes,
through
this is
It's
about
memes, maybe.
69.
Talking
Hell
about
no.
Alright, Luke, do you mind explaining a little
No
bit
idea
about why you
Well,
included this?
actually, Damo was the one who wanted to see this
Ah,
meme.
there you go.
So I think Damo should talk.
Me and the boys.
We won't talk
Right
too long
now.
about it. There's not much to talk about.
Yeah, because not that much memes have come out that have
Matthew knows
been.
more about the meme than I do. I just.
I'll take it from here then, I guess.
Alright, Matthew.
Yeah.
Alright, so the
I can't believe we're
memes
reviewing
this
these.
week. Oh boy, there are some good ones. we are talking about here.
Like what?
As you can see, we have the Rhino meme or the Spider-Man cartoon meme, as we see.
I give that a 70%.
Yeah, we also have the Pride memes, which is essentially all the companies, in support of May being Pride Month for the LGBT community. They've all changed their logos to rainbow.
Oh, have you seen
I give
that?
that a 70%.
There's a meme at the moment where it's like, well, it's not really a meme, but it's a picture of the guys in World War II. It's like one day of recognition, and then it has the LGBT community, and it's just like
Yeah.
1 month of recognition.
Yeah,
I
and
think that's a bit stupid.
and there are more
Yeah, that
memes
is.
to the Me and the Boys one, as you can see. There's they go from everything from rearranging encyclopedias to talking about politics. It's just like a bit on edge when it comes to it.
What's this?
Yeah, no, I saw one that really struck home for me today, and it was
Which
me
one?
and the boys typing boobs and penis on the calculator.
There's
I thought
one
you were
that's
talking
like
about-
me and the boys getting the teacher to tell us stories instead of work.
I thought this was the
Which is
boys' locker room one.
ridiculous.
You know that one? Like girls'
Oh
locker room.
yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
the
Or
girls,
like-
I think
the girls'
those are
locker
pretty
room and
good.
the boys' locker room.
Those are funny. Or
Yeah,
just
the
like girls'
boys'
reaction
locker room
versus
is
boys'
great.
reaction. They're quite ironic
Yeah, I saw
sometimes.
one where it was like girls' locker room. Oh my gosh, Johnny's so hot, and then the boys' locker room is just 30 dudes doing the Halo theme.
It can be anything, eh? The second panel could be anything.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll wrap up for memes now, just to compensate for all the other ones. Just saying.
Yeah.
Do we have many left, Luke?
There's one page I want to shout out real quickly.
Yeah.
It's not really a page, more or less, of memes, but it's a meme itself in a way. Doozy Jackie, I want to shout him out real quick, and it's also his birthday, so chuck him a follow for that.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, do that.
essentially he's this Aussie teen who's pretty much a meme god. He makes himself a practical joke. He rides around on Lime scooters doing random stuff.
Could you repeat his name, Matthew?
Doozy Jackie.
Doozy Jackie, right. So moving on to TV shows now. We got two things to talk about as well. One Punch Man Season 2.
Yes.
Much
And
anticipated,
Avatar.
heavily delayed. But I think from what the one episode I've seen of it and the many episodes that Luke's seen of it, we're not disappointed, right, Luke?
No, I'm not disappointed. I've watched how many episodes I've watched? Like 7
20.
or 8. How
Oh.
many have come out at the moment of
20.
season 2?
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
so like 20 in total, bro. It's hype, man. It's hype. But
The
they
story is
haven't
much more
released an
interesting.
episode this week. Apparently they haven't released an episode this week, and I'm so sad.
Why is that?
Like, because the last episode left off at the most hype part in the whole season, and I was like, no, you can't just do this to me. You
Yeah.
can't just do this to me.
Luke is a big anime fan, and he also reads the manga of most of the animes.
Well,
watches.
yeah, I'm not like too much of an anime
Hey
fan.
Luke,
Otaku.
Yeah,
is it bad I haven't seen One Punch Man?
Yeah, it's okay. It's really
yeah,
good. It's pretty. It's
good.
funny.
No, the thing that I like about One Punch Man is that you don't need to be an anime fan to enjoy it.
Yeah, you really don't. Like,
I mean, I'm not an anime fan.
it actually parodies a lot of the conventions in anime, like a lot of the stereotypes in anime.
Yeah,
Yeah, true stuff.
yeah, I really enjoy
It's
it.
no Dragon Ball Z, but it's already set the world on fire.
I think it's better than Dragon Ball Z.
They're quite different as well. They go for different
Well,
things.
yeah, they're different, so it's hard to compare them.
Yeah,
But I
it's
think
more of a
Just
satirical
like it's
anime.
more enjoyable to watch One Punch Man.
Yeah, I think
Dragon
the
Ball
top
Z.
two things in One Punch Man for me is the animation and the world building or the universe that it's in. It's really
Yeah, but unfortunately, the season 2 animation isn't
cool.
up to scratch with the first season.
Yeah. But at this
Which
point,
is
a lot of
quite
people would just watch it
disappointing.
anyway, from how long they've
Yeah.
waited.
Yeah, but like, man, I was watching season 1 when it was coming out in 2015. I've been waiting for this for ages.
Yeah, some people just
Yeah, I
waiting.
bet you were.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, and so now we've got Avatar: The Last Airbender, the
Dun,
Netflix
dun,
series.
dun.
It was announced
Really
a while
cool
ago.
CGI.
Appa,
Yeah. What's his name?
Appa.
Appa. Yes. I didn't forget.
I can't remember
Yes.
watching it.
Do you
I
know?
know I've
Yeah.
seen it.
Are we talking about the new TV series?
Yeah, the Netflix one. I think it's supposed to come out late 2020 at the moment, or early 2021. That's when it's expected.
Do you think we really need it? Like, it's the first time I've heard about it.
Well, I mean, it was announced last year, but I'm hyped for it because it's actually got the original creators on board,
Oh,
the
wow.
original dude that made the soundtrack. So
Not M. Night Shyamalan. We're not talking about that guy, right?
no,
Oh,
we're not
gosh.
talking about the live action movie.
No, we're not.
talking
We are
about the
not
creators of
mentioning
the
We don't
that. That
talk
is
about that.
heresy.
Because I just want to say I've been rewatching
Oh, by the
the
way, Shark
the
Yeah,
cartoons. Yeah, I've been rewatching the cartoon, and
Yeah,
it's hype. But honestly, it's still so good, even though I'm older
yeah.
and I'm not like really young anymore. But I still enjoy it so much. It's just
We're old men.
it really stands the test of time.
Can you
Are
give a
they
shout
gonna
to that one
recreate
video?
the first series basically with this
Hmm?
new live action?
Yeah, they are. I think they're also going to do a bit more world building as well.
Okay,
Mm.
that'd be pretty cool. Just the effects aren't selling me right now, just from looking at this
Yeah,
upper.
but this is because they're only just doing the casting now.
Okay, alright. It's still quite
So they
early
haven't
days.
even like started really making it because they wanted to figure out if they can actually do it.
Mhm.
Because obviously it has to be like very high budget.
Yeah, true stuff.
And the
So-
actors must be pretty like with TV shows with real actors. They need
Yep.
to be flexible with their time, their role, everything.
Yeah, and it's probably not going to be whitewashed, which is a good thing.
And if they're
Hopefully.
are they casting kids for like the three main characters?
Probably
They might
not
be
that
close
young.
to
Maybe like
teenagers.
maybe like 15-year-olds.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they need
15, 16, around that
Because
age
they
gap.
can pass for a little bit younger. Maybe
Yeah.
a 14-year-old.
definitely something to think about that. Okay, next topic is sport.
Oh,
Wow.
actually, no. Damo wanted to say something.
Okay, yeah, rewind.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's all good. Okay, cool. Moving on to sport now.
We've got a spammer in the
so-
chat, please.
It's pretty big news in the football industry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take it away, Luke.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
football fan here. Let's go.
But you don't support any
So-
of the teams that are in.
I mean,
Ah.
I don't actually support any of these teams apart from the one in the bottom left corner. So, Eden Hazard. Tyler's going to be crying about this one. He's spamming the chat at the moment.
Is he?
He's spamming the chat with his new YouTube video or something.
No,
Yeah,
he's
let's shout out
Colossal
to-
Rooster.
Oh, yes. Shout out me. Yes.
Shout Colossal Rooster.
So look, Eden Hazard has reportedly he's left Chelsea today and is signed for Real Madrid
Yes.
for a
Wow.
whopping £130 million.
That's nothing.
I think that's what it was. What did you just say, Kevin?
I said that's nothing.
Okay. So
Yeah, so-
Tyler doesn't want me to talk about Eden.
Too bad we are.
You know, it's like it's fine. So I mean, he did a lot of work for Chelsea. You know, I respect Chelsea. I respect Eden Hazard, and it's sad to see him leave Chelsea. But it was his dream to play for Real Madrid, so you got to root for him. He's an excellent player. I was watching some of the goals he scored this thing, but no, just today. I was just on YouTube looking at some of the goals, and it was pretty good. You know, he's a really good player, and I think he deserves this. No
Yeah.
offense to Chelsea. And then I just want to talk about because there's another big thing that happened, and that was the Tottenham versus Liverpool Champions League final,
Oh
or
boy.
English Champions League final. So you know, my chemistry teacher is a Liverpool supporter. One of my friends, Wild Outdoors, shout out to Wild Outdoors, Aiden Olsen. He is a Tottenham Hotspur supporter,
Oh, well done.
and you know, there's a bit of conflict in the chemistry class, but. You know, all's good. All's good. gotta give my heart out to Aiden. Sad to see him depressed like that. So, if you don't want Aiden to be depressed, subscribe to Wild Outdoors and watch his videos.
He actually has some pretty good content on that.
Yeah, he does. He does like fishing videos, hunting videos. It's a
Yeah.
good channel. You should check it out. So, and also, great job for Liverpool for winning the Champions League. So we'll give them a round of applause. Round of applause. Yep. And also now we have the FIFA Women's World Cup.
Oh.
Oh, what's going on in that
Yeah.
department?
So that's the top right picture. So that's just started. I think was it today? Pretty sure it was today. So, there's a lot of good women's players out here, and I actually don't know that much about the women's. Though, of course, if you look in Group E, they're New Zealand's. So, we have to look at New Zealand, because,
Yeah.
we all come from New Zealand. Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, cheer.
Oh, Kiwis, cheer, bro.
Go Kiwis.
Cheer,
Go
Mokopona.
Kiwis. Yeah, bro. Cheer, Mokopuna.
Wait, so is each of these panels a separate thing, like the force for
Yeah.
images? Okay.
So,
Why is he
Let's
spamming the chat with Chelsea FC? Come on, mate.
Kyle's not gonna stop.
so anyway, I think that it's worth to actually see the New Zealand, just see the Women's World Cup in general. And of course, we also have the Rugby World Cup that's happening this year.
Oh,
New
yes.
Zealand's
Yeah.
a rugby nation.
That's a
so,
pretty big
I
deal.
mean, we've won it for 3 years now. We won it first in the 80s, and then
Matthew, your mic keeps cutting off.
sorry, I'm actually kind of excited for the Rugby World Cup because we've won it so far 2 years in a row. One in
well,
2011.
two tournaments in a row.
I'm just waiting to see how they're gonna do without Richie McCaw then because
Richie Rich.
I don't know about that. But while we're on the topic of rugby, I really want to bring up a state of origin that's happening right now. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially rugby between two regions of Australia. It's Queensland versus New South Wales. It's kind of a deep rivalry thing that usually happens. Last year, I think New South Wales won, but usually Queensland wins the thing.
Yeah.
And the first game that they had, which was I think it was last Sunday. Queensland won that, and there's 3 games in total. The second one is off the 26th of this month, and if there is a third one, it will be in July.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah. So who's here is actually a New South Wales supporter?
I don't mind.
No one.
No one. Are you?
Queensland supporters for life. Queensland for life. Stuff in SW.
Okay. Damien's still there?
Yeah, some.
Still here.
Yeah.
I'm still here as well. Alright. Is
Yeah,
that all
Matthew,
of
you
us
still
live?
there?
Matthew, your mic, I swear, it's... Can you guys hear him? I can't hear him.
Yo, Matthew.
Yeah.
Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tyler muted him. So
For Pete's sake.
Sorry about
Yo,
that.
can you
Okay.
Shot
There's
Trizzle.
more going on in
Thank
the
you,
chat.
Trizzle.
someone unmute? Oh, sure for that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
we're going back to the front of the slide now, just to wrap up.
Well, no, we're not done yet.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
What
So
else? What else?
we have in the bottom left corner, we have the New Zealand under-20 team playing at the under-20 FIFA World Cup. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because it was really significant, because it's the first time we've actually had a pretty good team. And it was unfortunate that we got knocked down the round of 16. But I just want to say, in our opening game, we beat Honduras 5-0.
Nice.
5-0. And then we beat Norway, was it 2-0 or 2-1? Can't remember. I think it was... Yeah, I think it was... Nah, I can't even remember. But anyway, that was, that... And then obviously we lost to Uruguay 3-1. That was pretty disappointing. And then we went to the round of 16 and drew against Colombia 1-1. And then got knocked out on penalties.
Who did we get knocked out by?
Colombia.
Oh,
Now, Colombia is a quality team. And we drew 1-1 with them. And also, I just want to say that apparently this match is rigged.
oh.
Apparently.
For Colombia. Like, just the penalty shootout. Because there was a bit where our goalkeeper, Michael Vald, I think that's how I pronounce his last name, he saved 2 penalties. And he was doing really well. And then he saved the third. Saved the third penalty. And then apparently he did something illegal because he stepped off his line a bit too early. which is actually, I just want to say that one of the members of under-20 team, Liberato Kakachi, pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name, he also plays for the Wellington Phoenix, and he stated, I'm pretty sure it was him that stated this, that he's looked over the clips over and over again, and he says that he doesn't see anything wrong with what the goalkeeper did. And there was even Colombian fans that said that it was like that New Zealand got robbed and that the save was legal. But apparently the referee didn't think so. So that was quite unfortunate to see us get knocked out 5-4 in penalties. So I just want to give a shout out to the under-20 squad because they did pretty well.
Yeah, let's give a round of applause. Good job, boys.
Yeah, it's great that we're giving them support. All right.
Yeah, and also because, New Zealand isn't a footballing nation, we're a rugby nation.
Yeah,
It's
we're
really
mainly
nice
a
to see
rugby
the
nation.
boys go out
We're a
there.
We
golfing
have an
nation.
occasional boxing league now and then. Wait, no, not boxing league. There's occasional boxers now and then, like Joseph Parker.
We're also
Yeah,
an
Joseph
esports
Parker's
nation.
doing pretty good. Yeah, actually, Joseph Parker's got a new match, doesn't he?
Yeah, I
Match
think
getting
so.
lined up. Yeah, saw in the news.
Yeah.
He's gonna retire at like 27 years old.
Oh, come on.
Don't know why you do boxing.
Matthew, someone wants to fight you in the chat.
Well, I will fight them.
All right. I don't think he. Yeah.
I'll fight them. Hard as.
Will you
Square up.
set the time, Matthew? Set the place.
Freaking after school in the car park. Yee.
No. Okay. All right.
Rectangle up. Okay then, buddy. Just
You're being
quickly,
obtuse,
what-
Matthew. Don't be obtuse.
what did you just call me?
Obtuse.
Alright, that's 2 months in the hole for you.
Shut up, you're being cute now.
We didn't get to talk about
Shawshank.
Hoshank abortion.
Oh.
This
Are
movie.
we really gonna dig into politics?
No, we're not gonna talk about that.
Hey Matthew, you're fat.
Yeah, Tyler called you fat. Anyway, we should wrap up now. As fun as this was.
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, it's me. Sorry for screwing up the intro because my mic was off. Okay. Kevin or Big Eisma, your host, kind of. Luke Colossal Rooster Lopez.
Yes.
That's his full name. That's actually it's his legal name.
Yeah, it's his legal name.
Yeah, bro, that's what my parents named me.
Yeah, because they knew he'd be a hardcore YouTuber when he grew up. We
Yeah.
have Matthew Holgate in the house as well. Otherwise
Oh
known
hell
as
yeah!
Matthew.
Sure for having me, boys.
What's your alter ego? What's your What else do you want to be called?
Maniac.
Matt Metal Maniac.
Ratatouille.
No, just call me Metal Maniac, man.
Okay.
Nah, Matt Metal Maniac.
Matthew
It's Instagram
Metal
account. You're
Maniac
officially named
Holgate.
Matt Metal Maniac. Go
Yeah.
follow Matt Metal Maniac on
Okay.
Instagram.
Remind us to call you that if you join us
Sure.
next time on the
And
stream.
also,
Right. Yo,
if you want to join our Discord server, there's a link in the description, an invite link. So click that.
Chuck us a follow as well on the Instagrams. If you
Yeah,
have
nah,
some.
and yeah, give us a follow on the Instagram. We only have 33 followers. It's pretty pathetic.
No.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And of course
Yeah, we
have-
update our Instagram now and then with latest content, teasers, behind the scenes, and all that.
We'll try to upload more as well. 'Cause as it stands now, we don't upload too much.
Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, we have
That's why we're doing this podcast.
Damien
More
Wall
content.
Also, cheer for Damo the Waymo for hopping on the sesh with us.
Shut Damo.
And also
And-
watch Phantom Thief. Give it
Yeah.
views.
Final
Just
message
spam
is just spam Phantom Thief. Subscribe,
Yep.
hit that notification button.
Also,
Yeah, and
subscribe
also
to the
we've had
guys
over-
from Colossal.
We've got over 500 views. We've got over 500 views. Just want to clarify that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how far we've come. We've got over 500.
Yeah, let's try and get
That's
up
what
to
a benchmark.
1,000 by the end of the year.
Now we're looking to get to 1,000 views by Halloween.
Sub goal
Oh,
by
hell yeah.
sub goal
So-
is 500 by end of this year.
500 by
Yeah,
this
if
year.
we get 33 subscribers to tell 2 people, and then those people to tell 2 people, then we're gonna have 1 million. Yeah, see where I'm coming from?
That we're not being
But that's not gonna
realistic,
happen.
Kevin.
No, it's not gonna happen. All right. Anyway, should we? I'll put an end to this podcast now. Any
Yep.
last
Thanks for
messages?
watching, guys, and see you next time.
Yeah, sorry for this one. This podcast was supposed to happen last week or maybe the week before, but
But all of us were busy.
yeah, it's mostly about availability and not forgetting about it and checking the Discord chat. Hey guys.
Yep. I posted something, I think it was a couple weeks ago. I was like, podcast, and nobody responded.
Just like left on scene.
Yeah, true
Anyway.
stuff.
Nah, no one even, I don't even think anyone looked at it.
Cool. So that pretty much wraps up this podcast now. I'll end the stream.
Yep.
And see you guys maybe 2 weeks or 3
Yeah.
weeks from now. Sure for being here.
Alright.
We all
Bye-bye.
we love all you guys. The 4 people who are watching. I know.
Yep.
Don't forget to like and subscribe bell so you can get notified of when we release a new
Yes.
film.
That's how YouTube works.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
offended.
And if you even want more notifications, go to our
I'm
Instagram.
offended.
Yeah, we're gonna get a ruby coded diamond play button, Pal says. Or
For
emerald.
the T-Series.
Totally.